Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Ajilan here. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you are new to my channel, you're welcome. Consider subscribing and turn on the bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post new videos. And for my returning subscribers, you all are the best. So in today's tutorial, I'm going to teach us how to make a fancy Minnie Mouse dress for a little baby. So if you're interested, keep on watching. I have a leftover fabric which I'll be using for the upper part. This is just if you have half yard, it's very okay. And here is my pattern paper. I'm going to start by drafting out a basic bodice pattern. From there we are going to draft out the Minnie Mouse part. Okay, so I'll just quickly rush this part because I believe you should be familiar with this, especially if you're a returning subscriber. But if you're not, I also have a detailed video on how to draft a basic bodice pattern for a baby girl. So I'm going to drop that in the description box. That is the link. I'll drop it there so that you can check it out as well. So now I'll just go ahead and quickly draft out a basic bodice. Have a basic bodice pattern. This is for the front. We are going to draft the back pattern separately. So this is what I have. Now the first thing to do is to determine where you want the neckline to be. Okay, and you know this dress is a kind of, we're going to use the off shoulder method to draft it out. Okay, so now to do that, this is the armhole line. I'm going to mark out, I'll come up by 1 inch. If you want, you can also come up by 3/4. Is up to you. That is where you want the neckline to be. All right, if you also want, you can also leave it as it is on this armhole line. So now this is 1 inch. I am going to connect that to this chest or this armhole line here. Okay, so I'll just take my ruler and connect. Alright, so this is how the shape is going to look like for the neck line. This is it. Now the next thing to do is to determine the Mickey Mouse or the Minnie Mouse, which is the main part of this tutorial. Now to determine that, you are going to decide the shape that you want to be using for the Mickey Mouse and where you want it to start from. Okay, so now to do that, I'm going to check what I used as my neck depth. Here I use 1 3/4, so I'll just connect that to a straight line. Alright, here I just connected that line. This is the neck line. This line is going to be like a guide for me to make sure that my line, or when I'm curving or drafting out the Minnie Mouse effect here, I will not exceed this line. Okay, this is just as a guide, nothing much to that. So now for your Minnie Mouse, this is the line that we're working with now. Remember that this part is no longer needed. This is the line that we'll be using. So now from this line, I'm going to mark out 1.5. You can also make it 1 inch depending on the space that you want to have on the chest area. So I'll just make it 1.5. You can also make it 2 inches. All right, so now here I am going to connect from this point. If you want, you can also extend it, like I said, depending on the shape of your Minnie Mouse. Okay, so I will just take this now and just keep on moving it, okay, gently. All right, you just give it that slight curve, just as simple as that. Okay, making sure that you not exceed that line. Okay, so let me just do it very well so that I can see it clearly. Alright, this is it. I believe you can see it now. This is the curve I have here. If, like I said earlier, if you want, you can make it smaller or bigger, but I'll go with what I have here. Now the next thing to do is to cut or draft out the strap, okay, that will be coming in here. Now you can see from what we have here, this part is straight before this side that is, you know, slanted. So now from here, which is where the slanting started, this is the point. I am going to check what I have there. So this is 2.5. Okay, whatever you have there, you're going to bring it up to this shoulder line. Okay, and then I'm going to check this part that is straight. This is the other end. This is the point here before this other slanting side. So you're going to check what you have there. Here it is 1 inch, so I'll just add it here, and then I will just connect the points, and we are almost done with this front side. So this is the strap now. Okay, this is the strap that we're going to be using. Okay, so now the front is ready. I'm going to cut it out so that you can see the shape that we have. But when you want to cut on your fabric, you make sure to add the necessary sewing allowance. Okay, so I'll first and foremost cut out these parts. Okay, this is the first one, and then I'll be cutting out this curve here. Okay, it's as easy as that. And then the last but not the least, to cut out the strap. Okay, so here it is. You know, the front is going to have 2 of these. The back is going to be plain. It will not be having this. So this is what I have. If you open it up, you can see that we have what we really needed for this. This is how it's going to look. Okay, something like this, and then the strap will be coming in this way. Okay, this is what it's going to look like at the end of the day. So now I'm going to keep this aside so we can cut the back one before we now place on our fabric and cut it all out. Alright, here I quickly draft out basic bodice for the back, and this is how it looks. This is my zipper allowance. Actually, for this dress you can skip adding zipper. You can use your elastic thread for the back, but now I don't have elastic thread. Maybe I'm going to put up a video on how to use elastic thread to go about making a simple dress like this. So for this one, I'll be adding a zipper, and this is my zipper allowance. This is the armhole line. Now to determine the strap, remember that the front I used 2.5, so I'm going to mark out that 2.5 from making sure that it stop or starts from this zipper line. So this is 2.5 there. I'm going to bring it down to this point, and we used 1 inch as our strap for the front. Okay, so this is it. This is the 1 inch strap, and then I'm going to connect, and it's as simple as that for the back. So I'll just connect now, and for the waist I am going to mark 1/2 inch and connect it, remember, for this part, so that by the time you finish sewing your dress, the front and the back waistline is going to match nicely. Okay, so now I'll just go up by 1/2 inch here, and then I'll just connect it back to that point like this, and we are good to go. So I'm going to go ahead now, cut this and place it on my fabric and do all the necessary cutting so I can show you how to sew it very well. Here it is. I just cut out everything. This is the front and this is the back. I used my fabric because I have enough, so I decided to use it as my lining as well. So I'm going to start with the strap. Now you can see that I have a very long strap here because since the back and the front strap is just a straight strap, all I did was just to check what I have with the two. So when I checked that, it gave me 6 inches. Now you can see that I have 6.5 here because we're going to use half or quarter inch to put it in to the dress. I hope you understand. So now, and on this way I used unfold now, I have 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to sew now so that by the time I turn it inside out, I'll have my 1 inch. So like I said earlier, I'm going to start with this. So let me sew this and give it a good press before we continue. Sewing my strap, this is how it looks, and as you can see, this part that has the line should be hidden, should be inside. Okay, so that by the time you place on your dress, it is going to look nice. Okay, this is how it's going to be. Now I'm going to take this is where we're going to be sewing it in. Okay, remember that we are working with 1 inch here, so I'm going to notch that point quickly, and I'll repeat the same on these other 3. Alright, this is it. I just notched it. I folded into 2 and then gave it a notch there. And now when I folded into 2 and notch, you should know that by the time you open it up, it's going to be 2 inches. This way it's going to be easier for me to place this strap very well at the center. So this is it. I'm going to place it this way now and take the one that I'll be using as the lining and place it over like this, as you can see. So I'm going to pin the strap so that it will not be moving, and then I'm going to sew it all the way around down to this other end, and I'll repeat the same on this second one. Alright, this is it. After sewing it, as you can see, it's so easy. Now I'll go ahead and turn it inside out. At this point, you can take your iron and give it a good press. Okay, if you don't like the shape, if you want it smaller, all you need to do is to reduce it. Okay, and you're good to go. So I'm going to do the same on the second one now, and then I will take the front. This is where we're going to place it. Now this is the front, and as you can see, I just gave it a notch at this center point here. So now I am going to take this. Remember, this is the side. This line is going to be a guide for you to know the side that should be inside. Okay, so I'm going to place it this way now on it, as I am doing, and then make sure that I have 1 inch difference from this center point, and this part should be 2 inches. Okay, although this part does not really matter, and this other end too does not really matter. Okay, just place it well the way you want it and then pin it there. After that, I will now take the one that I'm using as my lining now and place it over as I am doing. Okay, and then I'll sew it all the way down to this other end. Alright, this is what I have after sewing it, and I just gave it notches here and there and top stitch as well. So if you turn it now, you can see this is the top stitching line. Now you can see this is what we have. At this point, you can go ahead and give it a good press. Okay, and you can see that it's already looking so nice and lovely. So I'm going to take the back one now. This is the back. I'm going to open it up. Alright, this is the back, and you can easily know from this end, that is the waistline. Remember the way we cut off the ½ inch, and it's going to give you this kind of slanty curve here. So this is the back. I am going to mark out the 1 inch that we use as the zipper allowance, or rather I'll just notch the points. This is my 1 inch. This is my zipper allowance there, 1 inch. So I'll just notch the place, right? And then from there now I'm going to mark out 2 inches. This is where our strap will be coming in. So let me give that place a notch as well. I hope you can see what I am doing This is the point. So now I will go ahead and open it up this way, and then I'm going to take this now, this is the front, and place it over like this. This is the point where we are going to place the strap, so I'll go ahead and place my strap there, and then place this one as well. Okay, and I'll use my pin to secure before I'll take the lining and place it over and also stitch it together with this other end. Okay, it's as easy as that. Okay, so that is it. I'll now take my lining now. This is the lining, and place it over here. Almost the same thing that we did from the way I did this front part. That is how you're going to close up this side as well. So this is it. I'm going to place it over and run a straight stitch, and also repeat the same on this other end. After that, I'll just give it notches here and there, and also top stitch. Alright, this is what I have after sewing it, and as you can see that it's already looking lovely. All that is left for me now is to give it a good press, and then join the sides and add my net to it, and it's as easy, as simple as that. This is the front, how it looks, and this is the back, how it looks. Okay, and I believe you can make this in less than 30 minutes. Okay, so that is it for today. I believe you were able to learn one or two things from today's tutorial. So guys, I'll see you all soon.